we talk is money, honey. All we talk is money. All we talk is money. It's like bees to the honey. Honey, money, honey, money, honey. It's the SOSCAST, baby.
All right. Welcome, everybody out there, to the SOSCAST. My name is Adam Sosnick, and this is the political edition of the SOSCAST. Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. Old AF versus crazy as AF. Yeah, Natalya? What do you think about that?
I agree, and I think it also works for us here today, right? You're old AF, and I'm crazy AF.
Thanks, Nat. Always have my back.
Yes.
I'm kind of old, and you're pretty crazy out there.
In a good way.
Look, what's the reason that we're doing political content? Because it's political season. We know what's happening right now. But I also think that there's a necessary voice in America that can be fair. You can go to a million different podcasts that are pro-Trump. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get that agenda. You're gonna get that perspective. You know it. You already got it. Like,
right.
You can go to a million different podcasts or different networks, especially mainstream news, and they're gonna give you the Biden liberal agenda. Okay. What's unique about me, I think, is I'm actually very fair. People understand where I'm at politically that watch this show. Mm-hmm. I'm sort of a JFK Democrat, which would be sort of a modern day moderate Republican at this point. And, you know, the left has gone so far left, and there's certain elements of the right that are still right, but have sort of coalesced around the figure of Donald Trump, that I think if you're looking for actual truth, actual fairness, that's what we're going to give to you.
Yes.
Yes, and I have my political pundit, Natalya. She's a DEI hire.
Here I am.
Wave at Natalya, everybody.
Hello. Happy SOSCAST Day.
She's a DEI hire, but, you know, we pay her well.
Yeah.
So
I say I'm qualified. I've got some good characteristics in here. Thank you guys for tuning in, SOSCAST. Subscribe, like, share. Today's going to be a really great episode covering some main topics going on today. So make sure you guys do all that fun stuff. Okay. And let's get into this old crazy content news.
AF versus crazy AF. By the way, real quick before we start the show, if you want to connect with me on Connect, you want to talk money, you want to talk business, you want to talk relationships, you want to talk dating, work relationships, how to get along with people, how to network. If you want to talk politics, you want to give me a shout out, Saz, I love you. Saz, I hate you. I'm here for it. You can find me on Connect. Where am I at right now? I'm at 4.92.
Wow.
About to hit 2,000 consultations. What's interesting about the consultations is I'm not in the top 3 in text messages, but I'm number 1 in calls.
I love that.
Because I'm a consultant.
Yeah.
I be doing consulting.
I
went to grammar school.
With me.
With Nat. But here's some of the topics that we're going to be covering today. Number 1, a case of the double haters. We're going to get into who's excited about this election. Hot tip, it's not too many people. It was just Trump's birthday. We're going to sing him a happy birthday song. Joe Biden actually gave Joe Biden a happy birthday shout out. We'll have that conversation while he was at the G7. Charlamagne Tha God talking that talk out there. He's not too excited about who's out there, but he kind of hinted at which direction he's going. And Nat, we're going to have a little fun today. By the way, we're going to have a little fun today because we're going to highlight some of the most embarrassing moments of each candidate's presidency with some hot reveals. We're going to have some fun. So today we're going to have fun. We're going to be serious. We're going to get emotional. You're going to laugh. You might even cry, especially at the unhappy ending that we're going to be doing.
Oh, no.
We're going to talk money. You know we're going to talk money. We're going to follow the money. Shout out to the website Open Secrets that is tracking all the money that's being spent during election season. Trump courting CEOs. We know that the billionaires have gotten behind Trump, but now he's talking to the CEOs. The CEOs, the guys that are actually running companies, and quote unquote, it could have gone better. So we'll have that conversation. Is Wall Street and the CEOs and big business and the Fortune 500 still behind Trump for the economy? You know, he's up about 14% on the economy. It's the economy, stupid. We had that conversation. RFK, he's still in it. He's trying to raise some cash. He's going through a cash crunch. Meanwhile, Biden, Obama, and a bunch of Hollywood A-listers just did a big party
Oh.
out there in Hollywood.
Oh.
And they raised more money than they ever had in 24 hours. Pretty insane.
What were
What's
they
going on there?
doing?
Follow the money. Speaking of follow the money, we're going to talk about this bromance between Trump and a guy called Elon Musk. You ever heard of him?
I've heard of him.
He's the richest man in the world. He's about to get richer.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what's happening right there. Tesla stock about to soar. I know that, Nat, we joked that you're a DEI hire.
Yes.
But they're trying to dismantle DEI in the government, and they're trying to replace it in some capacities with MEI.
Yes.
MEI, being selfish. We had that conversation. The MEI, which stands for merit, excellence, and inteligente. Right?
Yes.
Alejandra?
Yes.
We talking in Spanish.
That's right.
So we'll have some examples of that. And then obviously we'll get to the unhappy ending, maybe a happy ending, about how ugly could it get in America today. I don't want to see it get too ugly.
Pretty ugly now.
There was a song out there that said, if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. If you want to be, from my personal point of view, get an ugly woman to marry you.
What?
Yeah, I would never do it. I like the song. I don't see the benefit in having an ugly wife. It's an old school song. This is a 50s song.
Keep it in there.
Keep it in the family right now.
Keep it in old school.
So real quick, let's just say hi to Natalya if you haven't done that already.
Hello, everybody.
Look at those pearly whites.
Happy SOSCAST Day.
Yes.
Yes,
and our new friend, we missed her last week, but she's back, Alejandra
Yay.
Jimenez.
Hey, everyone.
I can't even see her on camera anymore, but
That's okay.
we're going to figure that out. So respect to you guys in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. I want to know, if you would, do me a favor, guys. Say one nice thing about each candidate. Can you? Can you? Let's just start this off. I know that a lot of our audience skews towards Trump, and I think that's okay because we believe in capitalism, entrepreneurship, freedom of speech. One party sort of stands for that these days. Another party stands for more DEI, inclusiveness, wokeness. This is part of the reason that I'm like, I don't know about these Dems these days. Back in my day, that's not what the Dems stood for. But that is what we're going to be discussing today. With that being said, Nat, is there anything that you want to add before we start the show?
Not really. You pretty much hit all the things that I wanted to hit. I already said earlier, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We've got some really exciting content coming. So make sure you guys hit that. I really want to just jump into some of the content we have today for you guys, just based on what we're covering. So I don't want to take too much time. I want to jump into it.
Let's get it.
Yes.
Okay. It's topic number one. Here we go. So who's excited about this upcoming election in 2024? Apparently nobody.
Oh.
Apparently this is what is called the dread election.
Aww.
And they got a case of what's called the double haters. They say let the haters be your motivators, but the Trump and Biden collectively got more haters than anything out there than we've ever seen. By the way, I said at the top of this, I'm going to be fair to both sides. When Trump does something good, I'm going to say, Trump, you crushed that right there. When Trump, doesn't deliver, I'm going to say, hey, when Joe Biden makes it up a flight of stairs, I'm like, you go, Joe. Way to go. When he falls down a flight of stairs,
get up.
We're going to have to talk. Get on. Giddy up, JoJo.
Get up, buddy.
That's right, Nat.
Get up, buddy.
But I'm going to be fair to both sides, and I'm going to hold both sides accountable. I think that's what we need here in America. There's so much polarization. There's so much tribalism. My side, your side, our side. Okay.
Tribalism.
I'm not on the red. I'm not on the blue. Red, white, and blue.
Yes.
Love that color. Love that flag.
Love that flag.
Love that flag. Do we get a flag anywhere around here in
We
America
do have a
today?
flag in here. It's somewhere
All right, it's
here.
out here. But here's what I'll say. What I learned in comedy, and this is where I'm bringing to politics. I used to say the following in comedy. When I used to do stand-up comedy, I said, listen, guys, it's not racist if you make fun of everybody.
Valid.
If anybody can get it at any given time, they're not single out any specific group or gender or type of person or religion, and anyone can get it any single time, that's not racism. But if you're like, who I don't like? Those Jews. It's going to be a problem. Who I don't like? The blacks. What? Hold on. The Mexicans, the ladies, the old, the young, the fat, the obese. If you pick on a specific group, the Asians, we know you can't drive, y'all, but
you can cook.
You can cook. If you single out a specific group, then you start to get into the racist prejudice zone. If anybody can get it any single time, you're just fair game. You're a fair, equal opportunist.
Yeah.
So I'm an equal opportunist when it comes to politics, comedy, and dating. Ladies, if you're interested,
yeah,
how we all
that's
doing
what I
out
was
there?
Say.
But case of the double haters. Nobody's really excited about this election coming up. And it hits a historic high. Here's some research for you. Pew Research survey shows that 25% of Americans hold unfavorable views of both Presidents Biden and Trump. That's the highest percentage of quote unquote double haters. You ever see the Dave Chappelle haters ball? Hate. They just hate on each other.
No.
Oh man, that's what's going on here in the 2024 election. They're just a whole bunch of haters.
Yikes.
Drinking their haterade. It's the most amount of double haters at any stage in the last 10 elections. That's over 40 years. It's longer than you've been alive, Nat, pretty much as long as I've been alive. Thank you for that stat, which makes the 2024 Trump versus Biden rematch the most dreaded election in modern political history. And here's what it's going to come down to. Like in all close elections, it's going to come down to 6% of the voters in the 6 swing states. Remember that, 6 and 6. Thank you for this information right here. The 6% of double haters think Trump should end his campaign after the felony conviction. 67% of double haters. So the people that hate Trump and hate Biden are just like, yeah, we want none of you guys. We want you guys both to drop out. Trump, you're convicted, just drop out. So there's a lot of haters is all I'm saying.
Yeah, with no solution.
Setting the stage for equal opportunists, talking about what Trump and Biden did this past week. Now, by the way, did you sing happy birthday to your favorite president, Donald J. Trump?
No.
You didn't?
I didn't spend any time with him, so I didn't get to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know you were an Obama gal, and now you're kind of on the Trump camp.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Trump.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
DJT.
Trump.
So,
I'm rooting for you.
He celebrated his birthday here in Palm Beach, right up the street.
Yeah.
And I believe we have a clip of this amazing, enthusiastic, not white at all, happy birthday song and Trump's birthday. Go ahead and play this clip.
Everybody, it's someone's birthday. Join with me.
Look at this guy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, look at him. He looks like a big happy kid. Aww.
Happy birthday,
Thank you.
President Trump. Happy birthday to you.
Somebody signed that guy to a record contract. I want him singing at everybody's birthday. Amazing song right there.
That is
By the way,
funny.
do you know how old Donald Trump just turned?
87.
You think Donald Trump is 87 years old?
No, that's Biden. He's 76.
78. You had the 87.
Okay,
I know
I knew it was
Listen, guys, Natalya's dealing with a little bit of dyslexia. It's fine. It's fine. He's not 87. He's 78. 78 years young. By the way, how old is Joe Biden?
He's like 85.
Close.
84.
187 years old.
Sounds about right.
187. He looks great for 187. You didn't see that? Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
By the way, Joe Biden gave Donald Trump a little birthday shout out. Here's the video of him saying, "This is what I do because age ain't nothing but a number." Go ahead.
Uh-oh. This is what Biden put out?
Yep. He's 78 today. Age is just a number, but election is a choice.
Jeez.
Well done, Joe Biden. 187 years old out there walking around.
You can tell his age based on this ad right here.
Based on that song right there?
You
By the way,
can
who's
tell.
older? Joe Biden or the guy that sang happy birthday to Trump?
I don't know. It was a pretty close
He's
call.
old.
Pretty close call.
By the way, here's a little, if you're like, oh my God, how old are America's leaders? Is this where we're at right now?
They're old.
If you scroll down, you'll see where America's leaders are in the greater context of world leaders. Keep going, Ali. I'll tell you when to stop. Don't drop. There we go.
There we go.
Let it pop. Go punch in on that a little bit. You can see right now, Joe Biden is sort of at the tail end of leaders. The only
81.
major world leader
Putin.
that is competing with
Oh,
Joe
no,
Biden
Paul.
in the age category is Paul, what's his name?
Bia.
Bia, 91 years old in Cameroon.
Ay.
So some familiar faces out there. Justin Trudeau, 52. Zelensky, 46, the greatest fundraiser there is known to man.
Yep.
The median age of the average leader of a country, what's in the middle, Nat?
62.
62.
Oh.
Vladimir Putin. Putin is now 71 years young. And I dare you to say anything bad about Putin, you disappear. And then you got Xi Jinping, a cool, calm, collective panda bear at 70 years old. People say that he looks like Winnie the Pooh. So there's a little context right there that Joe Biden, pretty damn old. So if you're riding with Biden, 187 years old, he's probably the oldest guy out there. By the way, Trump, 3 years younger. So the question is he actually 3 years younger? Like in dog years? You know, see people age in dog years?
Yeah.
Trump looks a little bit fresher than Joe Biden. Joe Biden will stare into space a little bit.
Yeah. He's sleepy.
So that's a little context here for the age of the world leaders. By the way, Trump, he challenged Biden to a cognitive test. It's a little funny, guys. So bear with me now because we're gonna have fun with Trump right now.
Oh yeah.
He challenged Biden to a cognitive test.
No way.
And he forgot the name of the doctor that provided the test. Do you have that clip? It's not this one, right? This is it right here.
Okay.
Not Trump's best moment. Go ahead if you can do it at 1.25.
He was hoping for moments like what happened yesterday when Donald Trump was talking about his former White House physician, Ronnie Jackson, at an event in Michigan.
I think you should take a cognitive test like I did. I took a cognitive test and I aced it. Dr. Ronnie Johnson. Does everyone know Ronnie Johnson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House
Ronnie
doctor.
Johnson. Everybody knows
And
Ronnie
he said I was
Johnson.
the healthiest president he feels in history, so I liked him very much.
So he called him Ronnie Johnson, Jackson. Not the biggest mistake in the world, but of course he was talking about in the context of a cognitive test that he aced.
So no biggie. You know, it's only his doctor. Dr. Johnson, it's Jackson. Don't worry about it. You're the best doctor. I'm the best president. Don't worry.
That's all that matters.
Forget about it. It's Johnson. It's Jackson. I like Andrew Jackson. Don't even worry about it. Thank you, Donald Trump. So not the biggest deal, but you know that certain parts of the media are going to pick up on that and said, if he didn't say, I challenge you to a cognitive test, my doctor, Dr. Ronnie Johnson, it's Jackson, sir, Dr. Jackson, then it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But when you're challenging to your combatant to a cognitive test and you kind of mess up the line, not a great look for Trump. But listen, Trump talks a lot. He's a talker. He's a marketer. He's a showman.
Got a lot going on.
He's got a lot going on. Not the biggest mishap, but they're talking about these days. But, Trump said, okay, you think I had a little blunder? I'm working on my Trump, guys.
No such thing.
Here's Trump mocking Biden's performance at the G7 summit. That's the 7 biggest economies in the world, the G7, right? United States, Canada, UK, France, Italy. It took place in Italy. Here's what he had to say about Biden's performance at the G7 summit in Italy next to Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. Go ahead.
At every single event. The one beauty was here's a parachute landing. Everybody's watching, and he's turned around in the other direction. The new leader of Italy did a great job. She said, turn around, you fool. No, they don't respect our country anymore.
Okay. So, Trump has the ability to exaggerate. So I said, did this actually happen? Did he have to turn around, you fool? So I'm going to let you guys be the judge of this. Here's some video of Biden.
Confused.
A little confused.
What's
when
new?
the parachuters came in at the G7. It starts at 21, at 2:38. Go ahead.
Perfect.
Oh my God, look at this guy. So the guy's over here. And Biden goes, what's over there?
Squirrel! Hey, is that a deer?
So they're all there. Now, where's Biden going? What's he doing? What's he talking?
You did great.
Now, here's the Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni. Hey, sir.
Does that background look fake or is it just me?
No, that's a real background.
It's a little fake.
So now here's where Biden gets in trouble. Tell me he doesn't just freeze for a straight 15 seconds. Frozen. Let it be. Let it be. There he is.
He's stuck.
Just freezing. You guys be the judge.
A glitch in the matrix.
That's just frozen Joe right there. But you guys be the judge. Ronnie Jackson, what was worse? You guys let me know in the chat. What was a worse blunder? Challenging Joe Biden to a cognitive test, but then saying the wrong name of your doctor, or Joe Biden looking the wrong way.
He'll be fine.
At the G7. Either way, you guys let me know. But here, just to kind of put a little birthday ribbon on this segment, here's Joe Biden singing happy birthday to Olaf Scholz, who is the Chancellor of Germany. Olaf Scholz. Here's how Joe Biden gets down singing happy birthday.
Oh, no.
There we go. This is the Biden family. Got to sing happy birthday on the birthday song. Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Olaf.
Olaf, that's him, the bald guy on the right. Olaf. Yes. Now listen closely here.
We did.
Listen here. There's double kissing going on.
Lots of kissing.
Lots of kissing, men kissing.
I don't think I've seen Olaf look more uncomfortable.
Didn't see anything more uncomfortable than singing that song. That is
awkward.
Rishi Sunak. He is the Prime Minister of the UK. You have Giorgia Meloni from Italy. You have Justin Trudeau of Canada. Olaf Scholz of Germany. And obviously, Joe Biden singing happy birthday. You guys let me know in the segment.
You remember the words.
Again, this is the dreaded election. Trump versus Biden. Crazy AF versus old AF. You be the judge. Moving right along. We're gonna have fun on this segment right here.
I'm
you ready to
excited.
laugh? Are you guys ready to laugh at home? Because there's gonna be some ooh kind of weird moments right here, but we're gonna have some fun. Because we're gonna talk about some embarrassing situations for the presidents of America, and it starts off with this guy Charlamagne Tha God basically calling out the Democratic Party. If you remember, this is the guy that interviewed Joe Biden that said, "Hey, listen here, partner.
Oh, yeah.
If you got a problem deciding between you voting for Donald Trump or Joe Biden, listen, partner, you ain't black." And then Charlamagne was like, "Nah, I'm pretty sure I'm black." So he says at this point, even though he did endorse and vote for Biden in 2020, a lot of people are like, "Yeah, I can't do it this time. I'm not saying I'm voting for Trump. I'm not saying I'm voting for Trump, but I can't endorse Biden this time around." He called Biden and the Democratic messaging corny and goofy.
Stuff.
And he does it because they actually don't talk to their voters. He actually was on Bill Maher, friend of the show. We saw that PVD was on Bill Maher not too long ago. It was an interesting conversation right there. Charlamagne Tha God was on Bill Maher, and he kind of had a tough time choosing between who he would vote for. He basically said, "Yeah, I can't endorse Trump. I can't endorse Biden. I think both are trash. But at the end of the day, my goal is to protect democracy." So he kind of signaled that he would vote for Biden over Trump, because if you're talking about subverting democracy, there's one candidate who sort of fits the bill on that. But there you go. If you scroll down a little bit, you got Trump, you got Biden, you got our friend Charlamagne.
That's crazy.
Scroll down, you got into an intense exchange. Joe Biden, "I'm not endorsing anybody," he fired back, adding, "but that doesn't mean I'm not voting." He just is not going to be loud and proud voting for Biden. That's what that means. So if you scroll down, you could see where he says, he replied in the interview highlighted by the media. Keep going. "I think Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Keep going. I think he led..."
Scroll down.
Ali?
Scroll down.
You with me? Yep. "A attempted coup in this country, wanted to overthrow the results of the election. So I'm voting to preserve democracy." So read between the tea leaves right there. He's not voting for Trump. So the question is, you got Biden. He's tripping. He's falling. He's stumbling. He's bumbling. He's wumbling. You got Trump. He's shooting from the hip. He's saying all types of things, right, wrong. He's being hyperbolic. Who is actually more embarrassing for America? So we've actually put together a little highlight reel for you viewers out there.
Stop it.
Of our president's favorite moments that they would actually hope to forget. So Nat, again, I said we're going to have some fun right now.
Let's do it.
You might remember some of these moments. You might have forgotten some of these moments.
Bring it back.
Joe Biden has forgotten more than you've ever learned.
I'm sure.
They say. But here we'll start. Should we start with Trump or with Biden? Let's ride with Biden right now.
Let's give him a shot.
Let's start with Biden. Here's Biden's top 5 most embarrassing moments. This is Biden going up the stairs. Listen, Biden and stairs, you don't get along unless you're just staring into the abyss. Biden. Here's Biden having a tough time going up the stairs of Air Force One. All right, guys, I'm going to get on this thing right here. Joe Biden. And all right. All right. Hey, I'm gonna get back.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, guys, don't worry about it. Just brush it off.
Wipe
it's
my
okay.
knees.
I'm going to get up there. Look cool. Get up there and, okay, and salute. Thanks, Joe.
My to-do list is done.
So there is Joe Biden falling not once, not twice, but 3 times at Air Force One. You might say, dude, it can't get worse than that fall. What? But then he said, all right, hold my beer, buddy, because I'm going to go to the Air Force graduation in front of these airmen and show them how I defy gravity. Go ahead. All right, sir. Thanks for coming. Here we go. All right, everyone applause for Joe. Oh! Joe, get up, Joe.
He just fell. He just tipped over.
Just fell. I broke my hip.
Tipped over.
I've fallen, and I can't get up. What is going on right here? Okay.
I mean, he must have some good medical stuff in place because he keeps falling and he keeps getting back up. What are you doing?
Oh, and everybody stands up. You sit down.
I'm done.
All right. So clearly that's the end of Joe Biden falling. You can't do worse than falling in front of Air Force One.
Yeah, you can.
Or at a okay, hold on. He said, let me ride my bike. Go ahead. It's just, hey guys, I'm just riding my bike. Here we go. Hit play. And all right, guys, let me answer a couple questions for you. Now, as I was saying, all right.
I remember when this hit the internet. Everybody went crazy.
What is going on right here, Joe? Listen, Captain Joe. Oh! He's falling. Okay.
Poor guy.
Guys, at least he's exercising.
He is exercising.
You're right.
I mean, he's doing something.
That is true.
Now,
that is true.
Now, when he's not falling, some say that he's fallen asleep. So we know how that goes. But, you might have heard that there's a little war going on.
Mm-hmm.
Israel versus Gaza. Who's the people that are running Gaza? Hamas.
And?
Just Hamas.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you've heard of them before.
Yes.
But, it's okay if you don't know. But I assume, you remember we talked about this, I don't know, maybe 10 million times on the show. Thanks,
yes.
Nat. But here's Joe Biden, the leader of the free world, forgetting
this poll.
Who the hell? Go anyway, go play the clip. Here we go.
Some movement, and I don't want to. Well, maybe choose my words. There's some movement.
Choose my words real carefully here, guys.
There's been a response from the. There's been a response.
The bad guys.
From
those
the
people.
Opposition.
Yep.
But
somebody help me out here.
Yes, I'm sorry. From Hamas.
Yeah. Okay.
But
There it was right there.
Seems to be.
Poor guy.
So all right. So he forgot Hamas. Hey, we all have slip-ups, but there was one slip-up that was
really bad.
Worse than them all.
Oh no.
Here's the deal right here. He's out here thanking a congresswoman. Go ahead, play this clip right here. And he's looking for her, and her name is Jackie Walorski. Go ahead, Jackie. Where you at, Jackie?
I want to thank all of you here, including bipartisan elected officials.
Yep.
Like Representative Governor, Senator Braun,
Senator Braun,
Booker,
Senator Booker.
Jackie, are you here?
Where you at, Jackie?
I didn't think she was.
Jackie?
She's
I don't
dead.
think she's here
Help make
anymore.
this a reality.
Here's the deal. Jackie died a few months prior to that speech. And let's just say somebody called Biden brain dead. But bird flu, what's going on here? Jackie, rest in peace. We appreciate you being a part of this segment. Biden fallen, he can't get up, but we'll see how he fares in the 2024 election. Anyway, not the best look for Biden, but, I said I'm equal. I said I'm going to give an equal opportunist. It's not racist if you make fun of everybody. You're not picking a side if you make fun of everybody. Here's Trump's most embarrassing moments. You said, hey, do me a favor, buddy. Don't stare directly to the sun. You know what Trump said? Hey,
I am the sun.
You don't tell me what to do. On number 45, there's a solar eclipse.
Looking at it.
The sun revolves around Trump. I'm Trump. Sun revolves around me. Go ahead. Here's the solar eclipse. Trump, do me a favor. Put on some sunglasses. And regardless, don't look at the sun. Here's what Trump had to say. Hey-oh! There it is. There's a sun up there, guys. Melania is like unbelievable. All right,
That
then he
is
puts
so
on
funny.
Baron Trump.
That makes me
6'8".
feel better.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie. I stared exactly at the sun when it happened too. So.
Makes sense.
But
Hey,
it's okay.
there's a solar eclipse out there. Don't look at the sun.
That one right there.
No, right. The one
Actually,
yeah.
if you squint and it's in front of a cloud, you could see it. Just so you know.
I don't know.
Guys, that's just science right there. Natalya knows. If you squint, if it's in front of a cloud on a lunar solar eclipse on the
can see
third
it.
moon of the month, it's a blue moon, bingo bango, you could just see the sun.
You're welcome.
Respect. You got something to say, Jake?
No.
Okay. Not the end of the world. We saw Biden have a little situation in front of Air Force One, bumbling, stumbling, falling, and all that.
Oh no.
Donald Trump had a little issue with the tissue.
Oh.
Here's Donald Trump getting onto Air Force One at 2:35. You'll see
that big
Donald
ass
Trump
plane.
having a little issue with the tissue. Go ahead.
A tissue.
One to fly back to Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, though, no one had checked the president's appearance before he made his way to the aircraft. And eagle eye observers quickly noticed that he had a sheet of toilet paper stuck on the bottom of one of his shoes. Things proceeded to get worse as he climbed the stairs and the paper fluttered in the wind. And unsurprisingly, it became
Yeah,
a
no
headline
big
of the
deal.
cycle
You
that
know,
evening.
okay, just a little
To make it
tissue on the
even
shoe.
funnier,
By the way,
this
there's
wasn't
a
the only
pause
time
this right here.
happened to
This
him,
is a
as-
little this is a little hurricane in Puerto Rico.
Oh.
And this
little
caught a lot of heat because Donald Trump basically showed up and thought he was Steph Curry, busting out three-pointers.
He said, and for
To the
you.
Puerto Rico people, and one, bitch. There we go. Trump
Help your little ass out.
from downtown. Donald Trump handing out paper towels,
It's actually really
LeBron
funny.
James style out there. Anyway, continue on with the video, please.
Give me just a second.
It
Okay.
just came out.
So
I do want to share this poll that Alejandro, you're savage. She said, do you
laughing
feel
here.
bad for Biden when he eats it? 76 said no.
Was
Oh, man.
23%
You a
said
savage.
yes.
Anyway, continue on with our friend
Okay,
Trump
we're ready.
at 2:45.
Perfect. 245?
16, right?
Okay, gotcha. So
Yes.
that's done with that. We saw the paper towels. We saw the toilet paper. We know what's going on then. Then there was a little thing that perplexed the world. You know, the Donald Trump, they said that he is the tweeter in chief.
Oh,
'Cause
I
he was
like
using
that.
Twitter.
Tweeter in chief.
Natalya just found out about the thing that everybody knew. But now Donald Trump isn't tweeting because he's on
X.
not X.
It's called X.
TikTok.
Yes.
Oh, but he's
Yes,
now.
but he started his own platform called
Oh,
Truth
True Social.
Nat, this is why I got her here, guys. DEI hire all the way. Political acumen, political punditry.
I
That's what we
said
got.
TikTok. He's on TikTok right now.
Yes.
Thank
See,
you.
Alejandra?
Thank you. Alejandra
And he
did say
got
TikTok. but
Like
Truth
100
Social is his
followers in
platform
3
that-
days.
Oh, yeah, he had like
What's that?
100,000
Followers like in 2 days, 3 days.
TikTok.
TikTok's owned by China, though. You can't trust the
I know, but
China flu, but we'll get back to that.
But he's got it.
Here's
Okay.
Trump lamenting on the negative press. What's the word?
I don't
Let's
know.
talk about this.
okay.
Here's one of the more embarrassing moments of Trump's presidency. Go ahead.
Drove him further away from others. Of all the tweets he published during his presidency, though, there's one that stands out as the most confusing and embarrassing, and it was broadcast to the world at 6 minutes after midnight on May 31st,
Despite the constant
2017.
negative press,
It simply
Kofifi.
said, despite the constant negative press,
does that mean?
Kofefe. The confusing word at the end
Nobody
of the
knew.
tweet soon meant that it had gone viral like nothing before. And not only had it been retweeted 105,000 times that day, but the hashtag Kofefe was used more than 1.4 million times since his tweet.
I would be
Yes.
the one to
Everyone,
retweet
journalists and voters alike, went into overdrive trying to decipher
Nobody
what it
understood
meant.
what was going on. By the way, go
Misspelled
back to the
coverage
actual
or-
tweet because I have a hypothesis. Go back
I
to the
would be
actual
the
tweet.
one that would be like, I'm going to
Go-
retweet that.
Okay. So this is May 31st, 2017 at 12:06 a.m. There's Trump in bed, you know, Summer's approaching. Maybe he's got a little cold. Maybe he took a little NyQuil. And he's like, the goddamn press, the negative coverage. I'm going to tweet about these bastards. You know, the fake news. And despite the constant negative press.
Sleep.
He meant to say coverage. He said Kofifi. No spell check. Fell asleep. Woke up the next day. Be like, did you like my tweet? How'd I? President, what the hell is Kofifi? And you know Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He goes, everybody knows Kofifi. Everybody knew what I meant. Kofifi. You know who it is. Everybody loves Kofifi. It's like nobody knows what. Trump will never be like, this is Trump will never do. Hey guys, my bad. I meant to say coverage, but I fell asleep. I was writing it, spell check. There it was. Kofifi. Have fun, my bad. Trump will be like, you know what I meant. I meant Kofifi. You got Kofifi. There's some Kofifi for ya.
It's a new trending
My
word
Trump
now.
is just like this
I love
gravelly
it.
old
You're
man.
doing good for somebody who's like so middle.
Oh, Kofifi. Anyway, Trump, huge ego. We know what he's got. You know, he'll never admit his wrongdoing. That's, you know, never apologize. Never let him see you sweat.
Yes.
There was Trump at his first NATO meeting, or maybe it was it was a NATO meeting. And Trump basically says, there's a new sheriff in town, okay? DJT's here. Get out of my way, losers. And here's him at NATO convincing fellow NATO members to pay their fair share, but only if they get in line behind him, because Donald Trump first, America first. Roll the clip.
Like these draw to a close, all of the attendees are expected to walk out in front of the cameras for a group shot. When Trump came out, he seemed to have found himself stuck behind Duško Markovic, who was the Prime Minister of Montenegro. And even if the correct position was for the president to be stood at the front, you'd normally expect them to have a quiet word to ask to be let through. In typical Trump style, though, he instead looked annoyed.
Get out of
Pulled
here!
Markovic's shoulder backward before pushing past him, almost as if he expected everyone to know where he was at all times.
Yeah, America first. By the way, did you catch the name of the Prime Minister? Duško Markovic. Listen, Duško. Listen, you little douchebag. Get out of the way.
I'm here.
Trump's here. Have no fear. You're queer. But, sir, I'm married with kids. Don't care. You're queer. You're weird. What country do you... It doesn't matter. America
I'm
first.
here.
I'm here. Sometimes Trump's, abrasiveness can get him in trouble sometimes with the media, sometimes with the political opponents, sometimes with his own party, sometimes his own wife.
Yeah, it's not
baby
shocking.
mama.
Yeah.
So here's him and Melania walking down the runway, so to speak, with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. I want to say in Israel, potentially. I don't know. But Melania wasn't having it. Go ahead. So they're walking together. Obviously, we're going to do a little slow-mo. Hey, honey, give me your hand. And shoe fly, don't bother me. Okay,
Well, he stepped in front of her before that and, elbowed her a little bit, so I can see why she would be
Listen,
like, just get out of here.
You know the old song, Stand By Your Man. Melania's still there with him.
Yes,
The
she
Stormy
is.
Daniels stories, the Hush Money stories.
She's there like, that's my man. That's my man.
The last thing that we'll say to give to Trump's credit, this isn't so much a video. They say they go big or go home. Apparently, according to the Washington Post, it's owned by Jeff Bezos. So it leans a little bit left. You can't trust these bastards. He lied a total of 30,000 plus times over his 4-year presidency. They don't want us to see these numbers, so they're blocking us with a payroll. But we're gonna get to the bottom of this. WAPO, 30,000 times.
I'm gonna try to
but
find
they're
it.
all little white lies. No big deal. No big deal. So here's the question: who had more embarrassing moments, Trump or Biden? But before you answer that,
which one was worse?
what if I were to tell you there was a president that was way more embarrassing? Way more embarrassing. And he didn't tell just 30,000 little white lies. He told one really big lie. One really big lie.
Which is
Of course, I'm talking about George W. Bush. All right? There was one really big lie that he told that goes, 30,000 lies he puts at the shame with this one lie. Do you know what he lied about? What are WMDs?
Weapon mass destruction.
Wow. Ding, ding, ding. Can we get a sound effect for one of these days? Ding, ding, ding. Okay, we're going to, listen, guys, budget's tight. We got people hooting and hollering out here. We don't have a sound effect, but here's George W. Bush lying about weapons of mass destruction. Damn. Go ahead. So turns out didn't have the weapons of mass destruction. Turns out we spent not millions, not billions, trillions of dollars out there in Iraq. Whoopsie. I got some bad information. Okay.
Really
so, we invaded Afghanistan after 9/11. Okay, how'd that work out? Not so good. Taliban's still there running the show. Women, they got more rights than ever in Afghanistan. Did you know that?
Yeah.
No, they don't. They're actually back to doing nothing and being below the hijabs. They can't even speak without getting whiplashed out there. So we did all that with 20 years in Afghanistan, nothing. We changed nothing. Taliban's still running the show. But then we said, all right, listen, you think we're just going to stop at Afghanistan? We're going to show up we're going to go to Iraq. We're going to Baghdad. We're going to go to Mosul. We're going to show there's a cowboy in town. There's a sheriff in town. And here's what happened when George W. Bush, sheriff in town, came to the podium at the capital of Iraq. And there was a journalist not too happy. You ever seen this clip?
I think so.
Prepare to laugh. Go ahead. Here's Joe. This is why George W. Bush is just slick and quick and not a dick. Let's go. Yeah, how you doing? All right, good. Happy to be here. Hey, all right, so guys, whoa! What? Oh my God, my shoe! Oh, hey, what just happened here right now? Hey, you guys, all right.
We definitely know he got the chancleta growing up.
He got the chancleta growing up? Oh my God, he's gonna throw a shoe at this guy. Fast. Oh my God. And they beat the shit out of this guy.
Took this guy down.
So there he was, the president of the United States, the leader of the free world, getting chancletas thrown at him by an Iraqi journalist. The Iraqi journalist ended up spending 9 months in prison for throwing a shoe. In Austin Powers, the famous thing was, who throws a shoe? Well, this guy throws a shoe because it's a sign of great disrespect. Because why? Shoes are dirty. And you get the bottom of my soul. Yeah. So anyway, shout out to George W. Bush, ducking shoes, leader of the free world. But, you got to give it to George W. Bush here, because when he starts something, he's going to finish something.
Yep.
Here's him talking about mission accomplished, ending Islamic terrorism around the world. Because we know that it doesn't happen anymore. Anywhere. What? Mission accomplished. Go ahead, George W. Bush, talking about, the movie No Regrets.
Yeah, Rugrats.
What was that? No Rugrats.
Rugrats.
Here's George W. Bush's No Rugrats moment. Go ahead.
I regret saying
I got a couple of regrets. Yeah, I don't know.
Dead or alive.
A little something.
Bring them on. It was. No big deal. By the way, my wife reminded me that, hey, as president of the United States, you better be careful what you say.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to convey a message. I probably could have conveyed it more artfully.
The white.
Yeah.
Being on this ship reminds me of when I went to the USS Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, yeah.
And they had a sign that said "Mission Accomplished." I regret.
It turns out that the mission
that sign was there. It was a sign aimed at the sailors on that ship. However, it conveyed a broader knowledge. To some, it said, well, Bush thinks the war in Iraq is over, when I didn't think that, but nevertheless, it conveyed the wrong message. So there are things I've regretted.
Thank you. They said I thought it was over, but I didn't think that, but I'm going to tell him that I think that. So, joke's on you, y'all. Is it, though? But you know what they say, fool me once, a shame on. Do you have that video?
Oh, yeah.
So here's George W. Bush talking. He's sly as a fox. Here he is. This is George W. Bush. Can't fool this guy. Go ahead.
Let's see.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once.
Fool me once.
Shame on you. You fool me, you can't get fooled again.
I love that. Yes.
Dun 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 dun. Kanye and Jay-Z.
Yes. We don't sing that.
You got these going gorillas, huh? Anyway, but those are George W. Bush's highlight reel of most embarrassing moments, but nothing And I mean, nothing was more embarrassing than George Bush Sr. This would have been in 1992 on the tail end of his presidency in Japan, sitting down for a fancy dinner to our newly found ally of Japan, sitting next to the Prime Minister of Japan. They're sharing a meal. Go ahead. And he says, hey, you know, this food's pretty good. Let me tell you a little something. And I'm just going to lean over. Go ahead. And I'm just going to lean over, Prime Minister. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to faint and I'm going to throw up all over you, sir. He threw up on the Prime Minister. There's Barbara Bush.
And he passed out.
He passed out. He had a little case of the
fuck is that? He had a case of what the fuck is that?
So he said he blamed it on the food. Turns out they had some bad sushi out there.
Look at the guy standing in the front. He's like, everybody calm down. The guy's like, shh.
The Bush family embarrassing moments. Trump's, Biden and Trump put together. Mission accomplished. So you guys let me know who's the most embarrassing president that we've had. My vote is for George W. Bush. Now, little honorable mention right now. Not a president, but has anybody embarrassed themselves more than
This
Senate
guy.
Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell? So, Mitch, go ahead and give a little speech right here. Go ahead, Mitch. Show him what you got going on, buddy. Go ahead. Play the tape. Here's Mitch. Yeah, listen, guys.
This week.
Why do you look like a Simpson, though?
I'm exciting.
You look like a Simpson.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. And you guys ready? And full freeze.
Oh, this guy.
What I love about him, smart, good looking, intelligent, cavalier.
He looks like a turtle.
Yep.
Okay, Mitch.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say? I'm sure let's go back to your office. Do you want to say anything else to the press?
He's like, yeah, I'm done.
Now, pretty embarrassing moment. You're like, dude, that is so bad. How would they ever let him go back in front of camera and give another speech? He said, you think I'm done? You think I'm done? Fool me once, and you can't get fooled again. Here's Mitch McConnell, round 2.
Oh, no.
Frozen, let it be.
Come
Go
on.
ahead. There's Mitch McConnell.
Come on, Mitch.
Most embarrassing
Wake
moments
up.
in American history. Go ahead, hit play.
I'm sorry, I had a hard time hearing you.
Oh.
What are your
I
thoughts
didn't hear
on
you.
running for re-election?
Say what?
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for
What
re-election.
you want to know about what?
Oh,
Say what?
that's
That's an interesting.
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026?
Nope.
He said, yeah.
All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator. Benny.
He got stuck.
Okay.
He's okay.
And I'm back. And I'm back. Oh, I just passed out for a little bit. And I'm back. Anyway, guys, this is who's running our country.
Help.
You know, they say that you need some new blood, need some fresh blood. You got Vivek, you got DeSantis. Now, let's get Mitch McConnell on board here. Let's get Joe Biden, and let's get Donald Trump. They're all 78. Mitch McConnell, 83, I'm guessing. 88, right?
Let's see.
And then Joe Biden, 187 years old. Unbelievable. This is who's running our country. You guys let me know.
He's 82.
The most embarrassing moments and which president you think is the most embarrassing for our country. That's that. So moving right along now. I told you we're going to have some fun.
Yeah, this is fun. I like
You know we're going to have some
This
fun.
is
But you ready to talk money?
Oh, you know I'm ready to talk
All
money.
we talk is money. All we talk is money. Let's talk a little bit of money in the 2024 election. Let's talk about how much money is floating around here in the United States of America right now. So Donald Trump, you know that he was just found guilty, 34, I'm guilty, it's a witch hunt. Oh, I'm guilty. Okay, well, let's raise some money. Donald Trump campaign has raised over $200 million in just 3 days since the guilty verdict. We covered this before, but just setting the precedent that this guy is racking up the dough. We know that. And then in addition to him raising up this much money, there's billionaires coming to Trump's aid saying, all right, I got your back, buddy.
Oh, who's single?
We got Who's what?
I said, who's single? The billionaires boosting the president.
This is how they think, y'all.
So let me see.
That's how they think. Alejandro, this is how you
should I
think?
not think like
Alejandro,
that?
this is how you think?
Should I not think like that?
I don't think like that.
Well, you have a boyfriend.
I don't have a boyfriend.
You don't have
I'm
a boyfriend?
single. No.
Listen, guys.
You should think like that.
SOSCAST relationship talk goes on Thursdays. Today we're talking politics and money. These two girls, they're going to start looking for billionaire boyfriends out there. Donald J. Trump, look what you've done. Anyway, so the billionaires are behind him. We've raised over $200 million since the conviction just a few weeks ago. We know that America favors Trump over Biden when it comes to the economy. He's up about 14 percentage points. For good reason. They say it's the economy, stupid. The number one issue on most people's minds is the economy. Trump's up bigly on Biden with that. But Trump said, all right, I got the money. I got the billionaires. Let me go talk to the CEOs. So here's what happened here. So Trump went to a meeting to go impress the CEOs of some of the biggest companies in America.
Wow.
And you know what happened? Quote unquote, he failed to impress.
Really?
Yeah. What just happened here? So Trump failed to impress the major CEOs, and they said, quote unquote, he was meandering and doesn't know what he's talking about. Not what you want to hear from the top CEOs in the country. When I say the top CEOs, who am I talking about? I'm talking about the following people. Tim Cook from Apple, little company called Apple, using an iPhone right now. Jamie Dimon, he's the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, not a small bank. Brian Moynihan, he's the CEO of B of A, stands for Bank of America. But Trump met with 80 of the top countries' CEOs. And they all are basically saying, yeah, we're kind of frustrated with Biden, and we see potential in Trump to basically become the president again. And we want to have a conversation with Trump. And they went to the Business Roundtable quarterly meeting. Trump showed up, started speaking with all the CEOs. He's talking about tax cuts and deregulation. And if I win the election, this is what's going to happen. And apparently, a bunch of the CEOs said that Trump could not keep a straight thought and was all over the map. Here is Andrew Ross Sorkin, who's sort of the face of CNBC. Now, what I will say, I don't know, he's probably center left, I don't know, but this guy's a capitalist. This guy runs CNBC. That's the place where money exists on TV. Here's what he had to say that he heard, somebody told me, from the CEOs that were at this meeting. Go ahead.
I will say I was surprised. I spoke to a number of CEOs who I would say walked into the meeting being Trump supporter-ish or thinking that they might be leaning that direction, who said that he was remarkably meandering, could not keep a straight thought, was all over the map, and that they, which may be not surprising, but was interesting to me because these were people who I think might have been actually predisposed to him and actually walked out of the room less predisposed to him, actually predisposed to thinking this is not necessarily, as one person said, this may not be any different or better than a Biden thought if you're thinking that way.
The only thing I was surprised by...
Okay. So there's that. They're basically saying, listen, you have this opportunity to sit in front of the biggest CEOs in the country and just put the nail in the coffin to Biden. And apparently they said that he dropped the ball. It says CEOs were disappointed with Trump's performance, and many CEOs who initially supported Trump left the meeting less inclined to back him and left shaking their heads. Guys, you know, like I told you, I'm going to give it to you straight. You might be saying, well, fuck you, man. Don't talk that way about Trump. This is the CEOs of your favorite companies in America, where you bank, what your phones you use, what cars you drive. We're basically saying, listen, Trump didn't deliver. But in Trump's defense, Trump isn't known as a policy wonk.
Exactly.
He's not there to talk taxes and regulation. He's there to build the wall and lock her up and drain the swamp. That's what he does. He's a marketer. He's a messaging man. He's a spokesman. He's a showman. But when you sit in front of a room of CEOs, they're going to be like, yeah, what's the bottom line here, buddy?
Yeah.
I don't know. So on a brighter note, here's some brighter news. He addressed concerns about his, quote unquote, harsh policies. He assured the CEOs that he favored immigration reforms, that he would keep NATO intact, but they're going to pay their fair share. You know it. NATO, despite some executives' reservations, many are still willing to support Trump for the economic benefits. with some even eyeing roles in his administration. Like, hey, by the way, if this thing works out, maybe you got a little jobby job from me, DJ T. Okay, give me a call. Here's my business card. Okay. So the financial sector donors have significantly backed Trump. We talked about the billionaires and the Wall Street millionaires, the millionaires and the billionaires. Thanks, Bernie Sanders. Been backing Trump, and they contributed over $56 million combined recently, compared to 40 from Biden. Speaking of the money for Biden, there's some people out there in Hollywood that are riding with Biden. And Joe Biden, he didn't raise 10, 20, 25. He raised $30 million in one night at a star-studded event, this LA fundraiser, which they call the most successful fundraiser in the history of the Democratic Party. What's that face?
I don't know. It's just unimpressive after we saw what Trump raised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got some numbers for you.
Okay, let's see.
Don't count out your
Okay,
boy Biden.
I'm not counting it out,
Okay,
but I'm
just
seeing
letting you
multiple
know.
names in this fundraiser.
So here's something. In attendance was Barack Obama. He's the guy you see on screen. You might remember
Right.
him
I remember.
from the greatest hits of President of 2008 to 2012, and then the sequel, 2012 to 2016. And then the orange man showed up and said, "Not so fast, Barack. I'll rock your world. Keep it moving." Barack Obama was there. George Clooney was there. Julia Roberts was there. Jack Black.
I saw that.
Nacho Libre was there. And it was emceed, of course, by the left darling, Jimmy Kimmel. He can do blackface all he wants, and don't call him out for that. Ticket prices, by the way, ranged from $250. Okay, I can afford that. To $500,000.
What?
To sit in the front row to watch the presidents talk. You get a photo op with both presidents. And then, you know how they say after the party is the after party, and then after the party is the hotel lobby? That's what a $500,000 ticket will get you. A little entrance to the after party where you can get down
Where was the after
on the
party?
ground.
Where was it?
With Joey B.
Where?
It was over there at this thing in LA, at the LA fundraiser, Star-Studded
went to
Affair.
bed.
There it was at the after party. Here's Joe Biden saying, "Not so fast, guys. Things are going pretty good out here in America." Here's a clip here. I'm talking about the economy and how good things are going under Joe Biden.
And guess what? It's growing. The economy's growing. People are doing better. We have the highest unemployment, the lowest unemployment rate in 50 years. We have more people. We've had over 15 million people brand new hired into the workforce. You know, my son says you ought to have a.
Obama's like, "Come on, bro."
Various short.
Speak properly. Look at Obama. He's like, "Fuck."
What you accomplished. He should say Joe Jobs.
Okay.
Obama's like, "If I don't move, they won't see me."
Joe Jobs. When you have Obama out there, who's it, regardless if you agree with him or disagree with him politically, a gifted speaker.
Yeah.
Barack Obama, you know, when he takes the stage, you listen. Change. Does anybody have change for $1? Because this guy is causing everybody to be broke.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good
50
one.
cents is now 25 cents. Joe Jobs. There we go. There's Barack Obama. So you got Joe Biden talking about how strong the economy is. And then you got Obama who's saying, vote. And they're talking about Roe versus Wade. He said, don't hiss. There ain't snakes out there. Vote. It's okay right there. They say that the fundraiser will likely be Biden's last major fundraising event before the 2024 election, aiming to counteract the momentum from Trump's recent fundraising efforts, where he talked about raising $200 million. But when the show was over, Joe Biden had to leave the stage, exit stage left. Problem was he forgot which way to go.
No
but
way.
thank God he had his president, Barack Obama, there to escort him.
Out.
Stage left. Go ahead, play this clip.
I thought we were done embarrassing him.
All right, the event's over. All right, Joe.
Here we go.
We gotta get out of here.
Clap,
So we're
clap.
gonna go this way. All right, so nope, don't walk into the crowd. Nope, don't. You're gonna come with me now. Don't. You're freezing, Joe.
It's like frozen.
You're freezing. All right, Joe. We gotta go here, buddy.
Come on, honey.
I didn't realize. Okay, now
like,
how do I
oh shit,
walk?
I'm on
Okay.
stage.
So just hold my back. Hold my back. All right. I mean, that is just elder care.
Yeah, that is elder care.
Obama, now, Obama knows a thing or two. He would know if Joe Biden lost a step or two. They're saying that if Joe Biden gets replaced, you know who it could be? Michelle Obama. So Joe Biden could get replaced with Michelle Obama. But we'll see what happens right there. But Barack Obama, more than maybe anybody in the world, knows Joe's health, his mental fitness.
Yes.
Is he ready for office? Hey, watch this. So, and he knows if it's time to make the swap and Michelle's the gal, he's gonna, nobody has more inside information
than him,
than Barack Obama.
Interesting.
So if they don't make the switch, then Obama knows a thing or two and he's like, all right, cool. Like,
I'm prepared.
I'm right with Biden. Change for $1.
I'm scared.
Anyway, so not the best look for Biden to be escorted off the stage by former President Barack Obama. But that is Joe Biden raising money, $30 million one night, bang, right? One show only, one night only. Donald Trump, $200 million, bang, bang, bang. Meanwhile, there's a third-party candidate, probably the most promising third-party candidate we've seen in, I don't know, 30 years. And here's what's happening with RFK. They're saying that he's got a cash crunch. The independent candidate's bid is struggling with fundraising at all levels. So here's some story for you. By the way, do you know who his VP is?
No.
You've ever heard of it? Scroll up a little bit. Scroll up a little bit. Scroll up. Keep going. All right, I'm going to give you one guess. The name of his VP.
Kennedy Shanahan.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, tell me something about Kennedy Shanahan.
That is part of his team.
Who?
RFK.
Now,
Junior.
Who's on the ticket?
On the ticket?
Yes. Who's the president? Who's the vice president? So if it's RFK, what's the vice president?
Then the vice president is the other name I just said.
Kennedy Shanahan.
Kennedy Shanahan, yeah.
You're adorable.
I'm just reading the screen.
Yes, you're reading the screen. Well, I don't know if you know about campaigns. They usually have the last name of each candidate. So it's Kennedy and Shanahan.
Oh, I see. Got it.
I want you to vote for Kennedy Shanahan 2024. Her name is Nicole Shanahan. By the way, DEI hire of the year, guys. I'd hire her.
But you know what? I'm probably not the only one who thought this. So you're welcome for anybody who was thinking
with
that.
all due respect, you're the only one that thought that.
Maybe in this room right here.
Hey, guys, can you tell me a little bit about this candidate called Kennedy Shanahan? No, that's Robert F. Kennedy and Nicole Shanahan.
Okay, well, good to know.
Listen, I'm looking for Kennedy Shanahan. Let me know when you find it.
I'm not looking for either, but this one.
We love Nat.
It's
Guys,
okay.
give a little L for Nat in the chat. Not for catching an L, because you love her.
Love you.
That's what we need her. By the way, Nicole Shanahan is his vice president nominee. If you go back to the page that I sent you, who is she? She's a Silicon Valley darling. She's an attorney. Oh, and by the way, she was married to a guy named Sergey Brin. Do you know what Sergey Brin invented? Just his little company, no big deal. It's called, why don't you Google it? Sergey Brin. Google this. SERGEY BRIN. What company did Sergey Brin found? Sergey Brin founded what company?
I don't know. Let me see.
Sergey Brin founded what company, guys?
Put in the chat, guys. Google.
No, he founded Google. So you're Googling right now.
Why are you doing this to me?
Googly mooglies. Sergey Brin founded Google. So by the way, she's the ex-wife of Sergey Brin.
Damn.
Top 10 richest guy in the world. He's probably worth, I don't know, maybe 80, 90 billion dollars.
Oh, wow.
Him and Larry Page. So he tapped her. Why? Because she got the money, y'all. So she donated $10 million to the campaign, and he said, hey, thanks for that $10 million. You're the new VP, chick.
She's okay.
Congratulations. Kennedy Shanahan running 2024. Nicole Shanahan, RFK's campaign has failed to meet its monthly goals. For example, April's auction only brought in $50,000, half of what their ultimate goal was of $100,000, and the May auction had to be canceled due to poor performance. RFK, I am rooting for you, sir, to make it to the debate stage on June 27th. We're having a big event here at 5990 here at Valuetainment, PBD Podcast. Yep. So we hope to see you on there. By the way, the campaign for RFK remains underfunded. It's struggling to meet its substantial costs associated with the ballot access and building state-by-state infrastructure. The super PAC, supported by Kennedy, which is called American Values 2024, is largely funded by former GOP, that's the Grand Old Party, Republican mega donor, Tim Mellon, who contributed $25 million, which is half of the PAC's total funds. So, they say, follow the money.
Yes.
Follow the money. Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the money, Lebowski? We want the money. If you've ever seen The Big Lebowski, I don't know. Shanahan, Kennedy Shanahan 2024. Here's, by the way, let's see how much each of the presidents have raised, spent, and still got on hand. How about that?
I like that.
Follow the money.
Yeah.
Here's a little money segment for you guys. By the way, here's Donald Trump. He has raised, if you scroll down, a total of $244 million. Scroll to the bottom. He spent 200. Keep going, baby. When I say the bottom, I want you going to the bottom.
Oh, there.
There it is right there.
I'm doing that.
He's raised. There she is, my spicy Latina.
Yes, I love it.
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with Kennedy Shanahan.
I was just like Biden. I was like, shut up.
Stuck in the middle. Joe Biden. Donald Trump has raised $244 million. He has spent $203 million, and he still has $107 million cash on hand. He's swimming in the money, but not as much as crooked Joe Biden. Joe Biden, I don't know where he's getting the money from, but he's getting it. If you go to Joe Biden's total fundraising chart, here you go right here. If you scroll to the bottom. This is who?
That's RFK.
This is RFK. So go to Joe Biden real quick. You can probably click on it right there. Joe Biden. Yeah.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
There we go. Now
he's the Democrat running for president. He has raised $306 million, which is $60 million more than Trump.
Wow.
He has spent 185 and he still has 160 million on hand. So Trump has raised 244 versus Biden's 306. Trump has 107 left versus Biden's 160. Follow the money. By the way, RFK, distant third. RFK has only raised $95 million. He has spent $64 million and he has $31 million still on hand. Don't worry about it if you can't find it. It's all good. Okay. Fact check me on Open Secrets. Here's what I will say. We talked about Donald Trump and his campaign raising over $200 million in just 3 days after he was convicted.
Yeah.
We talked about him cozying up with the billionaires. Some of the CEOs not exactly loving Trump, but they're still going to be probably sticking with him versus riding with Biden. Biden crushed it. Most successful event in the history of the Democratic Party, and then RFK's cash crunch. Here's why I'll leave you with this. And shout out to Open Secrets that provided this information. There's a famous quote out there from a former president, James Garfield. He was the 20th president of the United States. He says, "He who controls the money supply of a nation controls the nation." It's called the power of the purse. One time I sat with a billionaire and he said the following: "Hey, listen, you know why I always say what goes? Because he who pays, saves." I remember that. So save that money because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it in the 2024 election. Anyway, that's Trump, Biden, RFK, and follow the money. Those secrets are now out in the open. Okay, we're about halfway through. Nati, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. This is actually very entertaining.
We're having fun.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. This is good.
How you guys feeling out there?
Learning some
stuff. We got
got
about a half hour left.
Yes.
And we're going to just right through these three last stories. Thank you guys for sticking with us.
Yes.
Here on the SOSCAST Political Edition. education edition. Kennedy Shanahan, we're looking for you. We're voting for you. We want you.
Looking for you.
I'm
looking for you.
Clap it up for Natalya, ladies and gentlemen out there.
Clap it up for
We love her. We love her. Moving right along. There's a growing bromance out there. You know what a bromance is? When just two bros are just broing it up. What's up, bro?
But they're
love
not
you,
gay.
dog. What's up, dog? No, they're just friends.
Yeah.
It's a bromance, not a romance.
Okay.
But
if they're guys, then...
Yeah, no, they're just friends.
Okay.
Okay. They're just having a bromance. And the
Asking for a
latest
friend.
bromance out there is with none other than Donald J. Trump.
Nice.
And the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, inside the Donald Trump and Elon Musk growing alliance.
I like that.
This bromance.
I like that.
The richest man in the world and arguably the most powerful man in the world forming an alliance. Deadly combination.
I like it.
But you know what? Trump, I took my shoes off. Can you guys see that?
Oh.
Okay. There we go. Can we see that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's hot in here.
Yeah, it's okay.
Now you know what's going on.
Adam
Okay.
likes to take his shoes off. Gets comfortable.
I'm going to put them back on out of a sign of respect.
I didn't know.
Holy moly. Take your shoes off when you come to my house. Holy moly.
I do.
There's growing bromance that went on over here because the richest man in the world is pretty powerful, and Donald Trump, potential president for a second time in a row, second time in 8 years, could be pretty plausible. Here's, by the way, the growing alliance is with Trump, a huge fan of the Cybertruck. Do you have that article?
Oh, yes, love that truck.
He dishes on the growing alliance with Trump. Huge fan of the Cybertruck. You know, it always makes you think of a huge fan. You know, Vinny came up to PBD one day, go, hey, man, huge fan. He goes, oh, yeah, thanks. No, because a huge fan up here, right there, right above your head. All right, gotcha. But here is Elon Musk commenting on the fact that Trump just calls Elon out of the blue just to say, hey, man, what's up? Trump recently said that at a rally in Arizona that I'm a fan of Elon. I like Elon. I think a lot of people are going to want to buy an electric car. This comes after Trump had a longstanding criticism of the EVs, where he had painted them as inefficient and harmful to American auto workers, and he warned of an economic bloodbath of the EVs. But here's what Elon Musk had to say of Trump calling him out of the blue just to talk that talk. Go ahead.
Audio silent.
Why he? It's a good question. I mean, you know, I have had some conversations with him, and he does call me out of the blue for no reason. I don't know why, but he does, and it's like he's very nice when he calls, and you know, and I was like, you know, electric cars I think are pretty good for the future. America's the leader in electric cars. You know, buy America and stuff, and. And I think he actually, a lot of his friends now have Teslas, and they all love it, and he's a huge fan of the Cybertruck. Yeah. So I think those may be contributing factors. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
I like that.
So this growing alliance has happened. What do you think this call sounds like? Nat, let's play a game right quick.
Okay.
So you want to be Trump or you want to be Elon?
I'll be Elon.
You're going to be Elon. I'm going to be Trump.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to call you out of the blue. You got your phone on you?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think this conversation is going to sound like? Let's have this conversation. Okay. Ready? Okay. Right. This Elon Musk. Okay. It's dialing.
Hello?
Elon, how you doing?
Hi, President. Is this the president? Trump?
Former president, but who's counting? But I didn't lose. You know I didn't lose. So
Sorry,
I guess I'm still the president.
I'm
at
on
the very
space
least.
right now. I'm in the space.
Commander-in-Chief. Where you going? Where you going?
I'm in space.
All right.
How can I help you? How have you
Elon,
been?
going to space. I love space. I started Space Force, if you remember.
Yes.
You know, they say by land, by sea, by air, and now by space. Elon, what's going on?
Yes.
Listen, I hear that you're the richest man in the world. I'm worth a couple billion. You're worth what? Like how many millions? How many billions?
Lots.
200 billion, I hear.
Yes.
Would you like to make a donation?
Oh, for how much and for what?
How about $46 billion?
Oh, I think when I get back into the the planet. We could talk about it.
Okay. So when he gets back to the planet, now why do I say $46 billion? Is because, by the way, Tesla stock is set to potentially go up, up, up and away because
90% now.
Elon Musk's pay package soap opera is now over. If you've been been watching the PBD podcast, what we're talking about is Elon Musk, about 10 years ago, put together a pay package. He said, I don't want a salary. I don't want any benefits. I want nothing. I just want a percentage of the upside.
Oh.
Bet on myself. And he turned Tesla into I think they had a $50 billion market cap. Not bad.
Yeah.
To almost $1 trillion company. I think today that they're valued at somewhere around $600 billion. So he won this court case that was basically going on in Delaware. And they said, there it is right there. Stock price is 184. If you go to the stock price prior to COVID, so go to 5 year, go right to the right, boom, go down a little bit. So go all the way to the left, go all the way to the left. I'll tell you where to stop. Go all the way down. Keep going left, 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 left. What was the stock price then? If you scroll down a little bit,
$15.
You can see where it was.
And 16.
How much was it?
$15.16.
$15. Okay, now go all the way to the right, all the way, up, 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 up and away, and you can see it's worth about $184. So this guy, I mean, 100x'd Tesla.
Yeah.
And you know what his pay package is now going to be?
What?
$46 billion compensation package. So according to data analysts, the Tesla stock could soar 90% now that Elon Musk's pay package soap opera is over. The Wedbush Securities says following the resolution of Elon Musk's $46 billion compensation package dispute, he's expected to go from the number one richest guy in the world to just running laps around everybody else. We'll show you where he stands in a second. The compensation package approved by shareholders after a Delaware court initially blocked it. Be careful out there if you're incorporating in Delaware. Indicates strong retail shareholder support for Musk. And this is what they said. They said Tesla is Musk and Musk is Tesla. Shareholders spoke loudly and proudly today. And they emphasized Musk's importance to Tesla's growth. So by the way, you know, that perfect phone call we just had right there.
Yes.
It's a perfect phone call. I don't care what you say. It was a perfect phone call. Go to the Forbes real-time billionaires list. Here's the richest people in the world and why it probably makes sense for Donald J. Trump to cozy up to Elon Musk. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going, baby. I'll tell you when to stop. Here we go. Elon Musk. He is worth how much?
Elon Musk is worth $241.1 billion.
$214 billion. The second richest man in the world is Jeff Bezos at $200 billion. The third richest man in the world is Bernard Arnault, who owns LVMH. LVMH, of course, stands for Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. We're going to get it one of these days. These guys are the three richest men in the world. They're constantly going back and forth. And you have Oracle CEO, founder Larry Ellison, 176. Mark Zuckerberg, 100 and what does that say? 175. These guys got loot. Now, if you just go back to the very there, hold on. Larry Page. And now you're going to see a familiar name right now. Keep going down.
And
keep going down. Who's that guy right there?
Sergey Brin.
Sergey Brin, worth 130. What is the number?
138
billion.
billion.
I had it at 90 billion. I'm way off.
Yeah.
His ex-wife is, take a guess. Kennedy Shanahan. Kennedy Shanahan.
Right.
There it was again. That's a little callback right there.
But it's supposed to be
Nicole Shanahan right there. So Nicole Shanahan. But if you go to the back to the top, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
He's neck and neck with Jeff Bezos, richest man in the world. Now just take that 214 and add another $46 billion to it. Now, do you think he's got a couple extra shekels to blow for Donald J. Trump?
Oh, yeah.
You betcha. You betcha. By the way, just scroll down and see what billionaire has approximately $46 billion. Keep going until you hit someone
be a while.
with 46.
I take the sacrifice.
Keep going.
And go
keep
for
going.
The 46 billion.
Who do we got?
Klaus.
We got 42. Giovanni Ferraro. You
50.
got Zhang Yiming. You got Colin Huang.
TikTok.
Okay.
Oh,
So
TikTok.
Elon Musk this pay package is worth what the CEO and founder of TikTok is worth. He just bought a TikTok is what that means.
Basically.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
So Elon Musk and Trump saving that money.
Save
We'll
that
see what happens
money.
with these guys and this growing alliance and bromance between Elon and Trump. Moving right along, our last two stories of the day. Thank you guys for being with us today on today's SOSCAST political edition. We're learning out here, guys.
Yeah.
We're learning. We're not all experts here. Right, Nat?
Yeah, I'm definitely learning.
Kennedy Shanahan. So, I joked earlier that Nat was a DEI hire. Not true. She actually was hired on her merit, not just her grace and her beauty and her charm, but she's actually good at her job. Everybody needs a Nat in their life.
Yeah.
So there's just something called DEI that's existing these days, but there's a new thing, there's a trending topic called MEI. Me. And we'll get into that in a second, by the way. DEI obviously stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. There you go. Say it loud and proud, Nat. Whereas MEI, which we'll talk about in a second, stands for merit, excellence, and intelligente. That's right.
Alejandra, see?
Look at
I'm proud.
Alejandra on the ones
I'm
and twos right there. Thumbs up for the camera right there. Ale, hey-o. Merit, excellence, and intelligence. So we just talked about Elon Musk and how he's the richest man in the world. And he just got another pay package of $46 billion. We'll see how that plays out. But Elon Musk has talked about this DEI woke mind virus nonstop. Here's what Elon Musk had to say about the civilizational threat of the woke mind virus, including DEI and DEI must, DIE, die. Go ahead, Elon. Tell him what's up.
Mind virus, which I consider to be a civilizational threat. I'm generally against things that are anti-meritocratic or where there's an attempt to suppress discussion, where even discussing a topic is, not allowed. The woke mind virus is communism rebranded. The woke mind virus, which I consider to be a civilization.
Okay, so he said a couple different things right there. The DEI is against anti-meritocratic. We talked about MEI, merit, excellence, and intelligence, and he said the woke mind virus is sort of a derivative of communism.
Yeah.
It's not equality of opportunity; it's the equality or equity of outcome. Hey, life isn't fair. We're all going to have different starting places in life, but we're all going to at least have the opportunities to succeed. Marxism, communism, collectivism, socialism says, let's all just be exactly the same and poor together. No, that's not exactly what we stand for here in America. And Republicans said, all right, yeah, you want to stop DEI, Elon? Well, hold my beer. Here we go. Republicans have now introduced a measure banning DEI in the federal government. They said, we ain't playing this game. What do you think?
I said, no, good.
Good.
Cut it out. We don't
Cut
want
it out.
We don't want that. Bring that
like in Full House back in the day when Uncle Joey used to say, cut it out.
Oh, I was thinking, you need to cut it.
You need to cut it.
Yeah,
there he goes. There's Natalya right there. Not DEI hire right there. Yeah. So Elon Musk talking about the civilizational threat of the woke mind virus, which encompasses DEI. And here you have the Republicans introducing this measure banning DEI. They introduced something called the Dismantle DEI Act, led by Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio, and it aims to ban all DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion programs and funding in the federal government. Here he said, quote, unquote, the DEI agenda is destructive. It's a destructive ideology that breeds hatred and racial division, and American tax dollars should not support this radical and divisive ideology. At the end of the day, what DEI kind of stands for is they don't like straight white men, and it's down with the patriarchy. And, as a straight white man, I'd like to have a job because I think I'm pretty good at a job. I think I got this job based on my merit, not because I'm a hot little pretty little thing. But yeah, I totally understand why people think that the woke mind virus and the progressive leftist attitudes and the DEI and the ESG and the intersectional decolonialization and everything that's going on right there, the critical race theory, these are all things that are permeating out there in America today in college campuses. We see what's happening, Nat. Back in my day when I was on college campuses, I did two things.
What?
Drink beer and hang out with hot chicks. And we're all out of beer. So we got to go to a beer run. We got to find some chicks. That's what's going on. DEI.
Help.
Florida State. Anyway. Going to a keg party at my house at the quad. We're all going streaking like in old school. Shout out to Will Ferrell out there. But anyway, there's a company out there that said, hey, listen, I'll see your DEI and I'll raise you MEI. Now, here's a company called Scale AI. So they got the A and the I already kind of the AEIOU going on here. And they said DEI must die. We must replace it with MEI. AEIOU.
Vowels.
How'd you learn the vowels?
Like that.
Can you sing it?
AEIOU. That's
okay.
it. I didn't learn
and sometimes,
Jacob, no.
And sometimes why?
Sometimes why?
Sometimes why? Why ask why? Bud dry.
Andrew's like, ¿qué?
Yeah, I'm like, what? I didn't learn it. I didn't learn it.
¿No quiere una cerveza?
¿Cerveza?
Sí.
Maybe.
Okay, after the show.
Okay.
After the party is the hotel lobby.
I'm doing a good job, so I deserve the
Bueno trabajo, muy bueno trabajo. So the CEO of Scale AI explains why his company will hire for MEI and not DEI, which we discussed stands for merit, excellence, and intelligence.
I like that.
Alexander Wang. Scroll down. Let's take a look at this Wang.
Scroll down. You scroll down?
Keep going. Oh, you're doing great, but the scroll down is
I'm telling you, I'm acting like Biden today.
It's that Biden.
Oh my God, she's freezing. Hey, scroll down. There he is. Take a good look at that Wang right there. Alexander Wang announced that the hiring policy focused on MEI, contrasting with DEI policies. Wang said, "Scale is a meritocracy. We must always remain one. Talent is our number one metric. Talent, talent, talent. Thank you, Mr. Wang." By the way, one time I hung out with Vera Wang.
Oh, I was thinking about that's what I was
she did the
about.
dress for the Kardashian wedding.
Right.
Oh,
and I sat next to her.
You were at that wedding, right?
Yeah, I was at that wedding.
Shout out to
But I
her.
made it on my own merit because I was a good groomsman. I didn't get hired as some DEI groomsman.
Thank God.
I was there. Anyway, Scale AI, apparently worth $14 billion, has partnered with OpenAI. We all know that's the big dog. That's ChatGPT that's out there. Sam Altman. And they secured government contracts in a recent $1 billion funding round. And you know who has given a lot of praise to MEI?
Who?
None other than Elon Musk. Elon Musk.
I bet.
So, you know, he's not a fan of the woke mind virus. So, Elon Musk, fan of MEI, not DEI. By the way, if you're like, you know what? Hey, Sos, listen, guy. Everyone talks about this DEI thing, but what's actually happening? Like, give me some data out here. Here's some money of, you know, DEI is basically checking all the boxes, okay? We can't just have the best people for the job, because what happens if all the best people for the job are men? Or what happens if the best people for the job are women, which they're not exactly solving for that? What happens if they're white men? Yeah, that can't. White men? Fuck those guys. We need gay, midget, black, lesbians. That's what we're solving for here. We need more of them. We don't have enough of them in our... By the way, we need them handicapped too. We need more of them.
With pink hair.
With pink hair. Have to have them. Cisco, which you guys are familiar with this company, they spent $300 million on DEI programs.
What?
Yeah, $300 million over the last few years, $300 million. And Intel, you might think, hey, you know, Intel, all right, Cisco, take a seat, buddy, because we're planning on spending $2 billion with diverse-owned suppliers by 2030. Hey, what do you do? It doesn't matter. As long as you're black, brown, left, right, Asian, whatever, as long as you're not a straight white man, we're going to give you some more money. Awesome. Great. Thank you. I love that. I'll take your money. MasterCard, 81% of the final candidates interviews include women, 81%. But here's a little problem out here, MasterCard. Women only make up 51% of the population. So you're saying, sorry, men, you are not our masters. Never leave home without it. MasterCard. 81% of final candidates interviews include women. Here's the problem when you start infusing DEI and start doing mandates and quotas and checking boxes. United Airlines, one of the more, famous examples of DEI, they said, hey, listen, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Moving forward, United Airlines, half of our pilots are going to be men and half of our pilots are going to be women. Sounds about right. Good? Awesome. All right, guys, enjoy flying United Airlines. And then they said, hey, by the way, I don't know if you know this. Pull up a stat real quick. According to the data, 93.6% of pilots are men. So you only got 6.4% that are women. So how you going to get more women to fly planes? Because, listen, this might be a little counterintuitive. When I go on a plane, I only care about one thing. What do you think that is, Nat?
Money. To get there safely.
To get where the hell I gotta go.
Get there safely.
Safely and not crash. Yeah. I'm not trying to get into the cockpit and be like, all right, listen here, Buttercup. I don't know what you think you're doing in the cockpit.
With no.
But, I don't care if you're a gay, black, midget, lesbian who's half Asian, Blasian. Do you know how to fly a plane or not? It's actually my first time flying a plane, but thank you to United's DEI program.
Oh, my gosh.
We have a video.
Be on the on the runway with us. Say we're going to be here all day.
Oh, my gosh.
But DEI just doesn't work. What'd you say?
You remember the video that we did for Ballytainment Comedy? You were in that video.
Oh, yes.
DEI hires.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
That's
It was a good one.
That's a good one. By the way, there's, you think DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. We're here to help people.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's reverse DEI.
Yeah.
So there was a movie out there called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We all remember the original one. And what did they do? They said, Snow White. Snow White.
Oh, that's
Why do we
right.
need Snow White? We need Snow Pretty Brown Girl.
Oh, yay.
Natalya, I mean,
brown.
you're a pretty brown girl.
Yeah.
But
she's Snow White.
But Snow White. You're
She's
supposed
brown.
to be white.
I said Snow Brown.
But that's not even my biggest problem. That's fine. It's all good. It's all good. You're going to have a brown Snow White. It's all good. Snow Brown. It's all good.
Oh, that
if
happened.
it ain't brown, I ain't going down. We all know that. If it ain't white, I ain't right. Once you go black, you always go back. We all know this. But my biggest problem is, what happened to the dwarves? Dwarves are supposed to be short and stout, and they're supposed to be sleepy and grumpy and happy and frumpy and dumpy. We all know that, but they're supposed to be short. They're little people.
Yeah.
They're called dwarves.
Yeah.
Now what happens is, if you scroll down, reverse DEI says, what?
From our website, too.
You're going to have all these dwarves? No, according to a Valuetainment article, these are the dwarves.
Stop
They got 1.5 dwarf. They got a little dwarf in front. They got like a half black dwarf with an afro. They got just a white dude, straight up. Then you got a drunk white dude with long hair. Then you got a black guy. Then you got a second black guy. And then you have look like a fucking giant back there. They said, we can't have 7 dwarves in Snow White and the 7 Dwarves. We got to have a whole diversity, equity, inclusion. By the way, there's no women here. By the way, false, fake news. They all identify as women here. They're gay. There's LGBT dwarf situation. This is what happens when you just do the DEI nonsense.
Yikes.
So there's dwarves out there that are like, bruh, I got like 3 jobs I qualify for. Snow White and the 7 Dwarves, the movie Willow, and like whatever movie is coming out there with Disney. And now I can't even get a job in Hollywood here thanks to DEI. Thanks, DEI. You just ruined the dwarves' job opportunities. Unbelievable. But that is what DEI does. But you know what? It's all about MEI, merit, excellence, and intelligence. So I say this all the time. There's corrections and there's overcorrections. I firmly believe that we're going back to the equilibrium.
Yeah.
That with the reversion to the mean, the woke mind virus, all right, that's a little aggressive. Feminism, wokeness, DEI. Let's bring it back to the middle and get back to meritocracy. There you go, Nat. Do like one time. Right back in the middle. So MEI over DEI. There it is right there.
Here we go.
Okay. We're making good timing. We're going to end this thing in about 10 minutes. Thank you guys for being here. As you guys all know, the last segment of the day, we usually typically do the happy ending. This ending is a little unhappy.
Aww.
A little unhappy, but there's a silver lining here because I want to give you guys a message at the end of this about how we all just need to be able to get along. So
we like
here's what I can tell you guys. In the coming months, we're about 4 months away from the 2024 election. It looks like it's going to be Donald Trump. Looks like it's going to be Biden. It looks like it potentially RFK can be in the mix. We'll see. But here's what I can guarantee you guys. Things are about to get real ugly.
Oh.
Things are about to get real ugly in America. And it's only getting uglier for the next 4 months. So
entertaining.
Stay united. You know, I'm not on team red. I'm not on team blue. I'm team red, white, and blue. I want what's best for America. I think you guys do as well. So here's some headlines that we're just going to just boom, 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 run through. And we'll get to what I think is the most unhappy ending in American history. So stay tuned for that. So since things are about to get real ugly, there's a new resistance that is being started to the new Trump administration second presidency, and this resistance has already started. It's okay if you can't pull up the article. New York Times has a paywall. But opponents of Trump are preparing for a potential second Trump presidency by drafting potential lawsuits and making measures such as, you ready for it? You look at what they're doing? Stockpiling abortion medication.
What?
So if Trump's going to take over, we got to get our abortion pills ready to rock. So Governor Jay Inslee out there in Washington said, female reproductive rights, I got you. We're going to stockpile these abortion. But that's what they're doing to prepare. Democratic officials, progressive activists, and even some ex-Republican lawmakers are organizing to counteract Trump's potential harmful policies, they say. And the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties United, whatever the ACLU stands for, they said that we're going to be the David to Trump's government's Goliath. So the resistance is already happening against Trump before he's even won the election. But then you have Trump's people, Lara Trump, who is the wife, I believe, of Eric Trump. Lara Trump, she's out there vowing to prosecute anyone who cheats in the election. And she's basically getting her full Liam Neeson from Taken on. If you go to the next thing, she's basically saying, we will find you. We will track you. We will hunt you down. And if you're also...
She don't play.
She doesn't play. She says, we are sending a loud and clear message out there to anyone thinks about cheating on election day. We will find you. Yeah. We will track you down. And we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. And don't make me... I won't say it. But she's putting together a super team. She's building an army of 100,000 poll watchers and over 500 lawyers to deploy across America.
I like that.
This November, she ain't playing around.
No.
Lara Trump, she ain't playing around out there. Okay. There's always some irregularities in elections.
Right.
But I'm a full advocate of free and fair and honest elections.
Me too.
We don't need no cheating. Speaking of cheating, most U.S. voters think that the Trump criminal trial in New York was politically motivated. Here's a Monmouth University poll, found that 57% of all voters, so that's a majority of all voters, think that there was political motivation to bring down Trump. And of course, 93% of Republicans believe that the Donald Trump New York criminal trial was politically motivated. So those are some of the poll numbers that's going on there in America. By the way, nearly half of independents think that Trump should have dropped out of the race following the guilty verdict right there. I don't know if we have that poll, but that's fine. 49% of independents believe Trump should drop out. 15% of Republicans and 8% of Trump supporters. So there's even 8% of Trump supporters that's, nah, you're guilty, bro. Drop out. What are the chances that Trump is dropping out of this election? Less than zero. So 46% of voters think that he should be sentenced to prison. There's a lot of Trump haters out there.
Yep.
There's a lot of Trump haters out there. There's a lot of people that think that the what's happening in America is political persecution, that there is the weaponization of the justice system. But there's some truth to that. But there's also some truth to, listen, you know, you're judged by a jury of their peers. I tend to, you know, trust the justice system. But, you know, Americans are not exactly in line with what's happening right now.
Right.
We saw that Hunter Biden, He just got found guilty. Was that weaponization? Just I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. The point is, it's okay to question it. What's not okay to do, you ready for it, is kill one another. That's what's potentially happening in America today. I talked about things could get real ugly. This guy, Donnie O'Sullivan, Irish, don't want to disrespect my Irish people. He went out there talking to people, interviewing people who are fans of Trump, people who are fans of MAGA. This clip, I believe, starts at 3:53. And they were talking about, this is a word that I'm not exactly a fan of, civil war. So here he is at 3:53 asking Trump loyalists what they would do if Trump does not win the election. Okay, here we go.
Are you concerned if Trump loses?
Yeah.
That there will be another January 6th?
No, I think there will be a civil war.
Oh.
That's what I think will happen.
Oh. Just a little.
Very aggressive.
Just a little civil war right there. Okay.
Pretty big deal.
By the way, there was multiple people that said that, and there's some stats that say that. There's actually another clip. By the way, that's if he does not win.
Oh.
You have that other clip that you can show. This was someone who said if Trump is convicted, which he was,
Yeah.
they said, what do you think should happen if he's found guilty? This is about 9 months ago. This one particular woman had some pretty harsh words. This starts at 2:28.
Oh. Here we go.
So here is our friend talking about what they would do if Trump gets convicted. Go ahead.
All of the Dominion machines. Why'd that blow up?
If Donald Trump were to be found guilty by a jury, where do you see this going?
Civil war. Civil war.
Oh my God.
Because we can't live together, obviously.
And if he wants me to protect him, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to let him know that I'll do it.
Okay.
Guys,
you know, guys, just a little civil war. Just a little murdering your fellow civilian. Just a little something, something. By the way, if you did the math on the Civil War, which happened in 1861 to 1865, you know, the Union held, they beat the Confederates. You know how many people died in that war? About 1 million Americans.
Wow.
1 million Americans. So what would a civil war look like today? By the way, it was pretty clear back then. It was North versus South.
Yeah.
It was free states versus slave states. And you kind of knew where the line of demarcation kind of went down. If you're in Virginia and North, you're on the north side. If you're south of Virginia, okay, and you're in South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, you're on the south side. All right, guys, break. Go kill each other. What? That's something that we're just casually talking about in America today. Now, I think no way do people actually think about a civil war in America today. Turns out I was fucking wrong. Turns out people about that life.
That's scary.
Now, here's what's happening right here. Here's a stat right here. The U.S. Civil War on the horizon. Here's a share of U.S. adults that say civil war is likely in the next 10 years by political alignment. By the way, all adults, 43%. Democrats, a little less keen on civil war.
Wow.
40%. But then you got the Republicans. They're saying, yeah, we're about that life. 54%. By the way,
I don't know about that.
This was in what year, Nat? If you look on the bottom right, what year was that?
2022.
2022.
Oh.
So maybe, just maybe, cooler heads will prevail. Oh, guys, Civil War, this is insane.
I hope so.
There was a new poll, new article, done this year in 2024.
Oh, no.
It used to be 43%. Now, if you scroll to the top, it's up to 47%. So almost half of Americans say, yeah, Civil War? Yeah, I could see it. So here's my question.
Everyone's trying though.
You know, it was 43% in 2022. This year, it's 47%. It's up 4%. Republicans, they were a little bit more likely than Democrats to believe in a civil war.
Right.
Here's a stat right now talking about Trump voters and Biden voters. Trump voters, would you favor a red, stay at the top, would you favor a red state, blue state situation seceding from the union? So Trump voters, 52% said, yeah, we can do the Civil War thing or even secede from the union. Whereas Biden voters, 41%. So listen,
want to fight.
Biden voters, there's 41%. That's 4 out of 10 Americans. Trump voters, that's 5 out of 10 of Americans. Guys, here's my question. What does a civil war look like?
Oh, I don't.
Who are you fighting? Who are you attacking? Who are you killing? Your fellow Americans? Just because they voted for somebody else? Are you going after politicians? Are you going after the political party that you don't agree with? By the way, I'm speaking to Democrats and Republicans because this is a slippery slope here. You know, you're going after Trump. You're weaponizing the justice system. You don't think that they're going to try to do that to Biden? Yeah. You don't think that, you know, Trump tried, he didn't do it to Hillary, but now they're doing it to Trump. You don't think they're going to do it to Biden, regardless of what happens in the election? This is a tit-for-tat game that it just get uglier and uglier and uglier. Yeah. Now, I started off the top of the show saying, listen, one of the reasons that I think you should tune into this show is because I'm going to be fair. Yeah. I'm not on Team Trump, and I'm not on Team Biden. I'm on Team America. And, you know, casting a vote, having, you know, regulation, taxes, cultural issues, culture wars, that's all fair and good. Civil war? This is where we're at right now? So, guys, let's just get real here for a second. I firmly believe the following. We have more in common that sets us apart. We all want to have health, wealth, happiness, success, family, good things happen to our life. There's just a difference of opinions. Yeah. You know, they say that we're two wings of the same bird. There's the red wing, there's the blue wing, but we're all part of the red, white, and blue. So I would encourage you this election season, as things are starting to get heated up, polls, debates, Biden, Trump, what's going on? Remember one thing. We actually went through a civil war in 1861 to 1865 that almost brought our country to our knees. They assassinated the president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. 100 years later, they assassinated JFK. What outcome are you expecting from a civil war? So, you know, they say that things are going to get ugly. I know they are. Yeah. But there's a limit to the ugliness, and we know where that limit is, and that's killing fellow Americans. Political retribution, political weaponization, hurting, potentially causing harm, killing fellow Americans, illegal. Not exactly something that we're condoning.
Yes.
So if you're a Trump fan and you're talking about civil war, or you have friends talking about civil war, tell them to pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
Just, hey, listen. You know,
good advice.
What are you doing, guys? Relax. If you're a Biden fan, if you're a Democrat, and you have friends talking about civil war or seceding from the union, where are you going, guys? This is the one country we got. We're a shining city on a hill here in America, and we need to be a beacon of hope and democracy and freedom for the rest of the world, and we're the ones talking about civil war. I challenge you to go to any other country in the world and see what it's like there, and then come back to America and be like,
thank God.
Got it pretty good here
in
America today. So be kind to each other. Agree without being disagreeable. And just remember, during political season, we tend to frame each other. Did you vote for Trump? You voted against Trump? Fuck you. Fuck. There's so many other things in life other than your political affiliation. Just remember that as we're entering political season. Natalya Delvalle, sometimes we fight.
Yes.
Right? But there's no civil war here.
No, not ever.
You know, the whites and the browns, we get along these days.
Yes, we do.
Nat, final words to the folks at home.
Awesome. Well, thank you for today's show, Sos. I think we hit some really good points. I think it was a lot of fun, too, when it came down to it. I think your closing message is very important today, especially when it comes to the diversity and really separating sides. I think having conversations like this and hearing both sides is very important. So I appreciate you even being in the middle and sharing that. So thanks to you. Aside from that, happy SOSCAST Day. Make sure you guys subscribe.
For tuning in. Thank you for being here. Subscribe to the channel. And God bless America. And God bless MEI, meritocracy, excellence. And what's the last one?
Inteligente.
Inteligente. Thank you, guys. We out.